Hello, everybody. Good to have you online. And welcome to Introducing ATR Soft, the company behind CustomTools webinar. This is part of our CustomTools webinar series. We have a webinar once a month. And my name is Juhani Siro. I'm the account executive for ATR Soft. I've been with ATR Soft for 2.5 years now. I work in close cooperation with our CMO and CEO. I try to get some new business for us. And with me, I have our product director, Tero Salonen, as a wingman. So he'll be helping me with different polls and questions that we have in the webinar. But that's about me. And before we begin, I'd be interested to know a little bit about you. And we could have a poll. Have you heard before about ATR Soft? So now the poll is in progress. I'll give you 10 seconds. All right, let's see. Wow. 100% of the respondents are saying that yes, we know ATR Soft. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Another poll before we begin. What's your guess? When was ATR Soft established? Let's see how well you know ATR Soft. So there will be 3 options: 2011, 2017, and 2000. We'll wait another 10 seconds. And let's see the answers. All right. 2011 was the chosen one. That's really interesting. We are actually established in 2000. So we've been here for 25 years already. And if you ever wondered where does the ATR abbreviation come from, it comes from our founders' names. So Esa Aaltonen, Raimo Tammero, and Mika Reinilä. Those gentlemen decided to establish ATR Soft in 2000. We're still privately owned, and nowadays some 60 people. And most of our revenue comes from different projects, such as developing business critical solutions or integrations for our customers. But as you well know, we do have some products our own, such as CustomTools. And who do we work with? Mainly, we work with the manufacturing industry. We've done over 700 software development projects in industrial environments. In the early days, we worked with Nokia, and we helped them with the PDM solutions. And then when people scattered to different companies from Nokia, through that network, we gained new customerships. And as you can see, there are quite big companies that we work currently with. I believe that the history with Nokia, because it was sort of like a university of multi-supplier environment, it gave us the advantage to understand what it needs to work in an environment like that. So it helps us, even though we're a rather small company, it helps us to understand what it's like to work with the big ones. Nowadays, we have approximately 300 customers. Here are some mentions. What we're seeking with the customers, we're seeking for steady growth. As we're privately owned, we hope to create long-term customer relationships, and we'd like to be close to customers' decision-making power, in order to understand the strategy the customer has chosen. Then about the expertise. What are the topics that we're actually doing with the customer? Now, here are some categories mentioned. And of course, for example, artificial intelligence, it's very often on the table when we're discussing about solutions and needs. But the development is not limited to these categories. It could also be low-code solutions or business intelligence reporting, etc. And to give you an insight about concrete examples, what we're doing with our clients, I'd like to highlight 2 customer cases here. First one of them is Murata. Murata is the 3rd largest electronic component producer in the world. And they have factories here in Finland and in Japan. And first product or service that I'd like to highlight here is called Codrian. Codrian is an Gen AI service, which is basically a chat interface with AI. And with Codrian, you can do the same things you could do with ChatGPT, but Codrian is much more secure. And in order to benefit from Codrian, you need the company data, such as legacy systems code base or company contracts could be a data set for this. For example, legacy systems, they can be sometimes dependent on just single individuals. So it means that scaling them is really difficult. Now, Codrian could learn the code, and then it could help onboard new people and scale that up. So it's a really neat tool that helps, especially lowering the risk with the legacy systems. Regarding artificial intelligence, we've also done some machine learning solutions for Murata. One business case is enhanced quality control. AI is used in ensuring product quality and material quality. Another business case is preventive maintenance, where AI is used in identifying equipment malfunction. So in this one, for example, time series data is turned into images with computer, and then AI will determine whether the machine is failing soon or not. Besides artificial intelligence, we are close cooperating with integrations. We've been working with Murata more than 10 years now, and we're responsible for all their integrations at this time, which means tens of integrations. And it isn't just integrations. Basically, the business processes are modeled. So one integration connects to 3 or 4 systems, which then carry out an operation. They could be used to automate a start of a mess batch in the production flow, for example. So that's one customer case, Murata. Another customer I'd like to highlight is Meyer Turku. Meyer is a leading shipbuilding company that has specialized in cruise ships, and they have a share about 15% of the cruise ship market globally. And for them, we've been helping with application management service. And this means that we are actually taking care of different systems. Meyer is running different databases they're running. And at this point, it means that there's more than 10 systems and tens of databases. So very interesting service, and it benefits the business in many ways. It makes the business applications more stable. There's less downtime for IT services. And of course, it gives a single point of contact for support. Then on the IT side, IT benefits from agreed governance model. It expands IT teams' capabilities. And of course, this is a very cost-effective and scalable service. We've also produced some AI services for Meyer. One of them is called a business AI. So oftentimes in a big company, and now that AI is very hyped, business has needs for AI. And they come up with ideas, and then IT, on the other hand, would know the limits, what could be done, maybe not. But the communication of these two parties might not work properly. So we've created this three-party cooperation. And how it works is that the business could pour out all their needs and ideas into this service platform. The service platform could be, for example, Jira or Confluence. And then from that platform, our ATR AI specialists would then create an analysis, which ideas are easy to develop and which are very difficult and should not be touched at this point yet. And then analysis goes back, and IT can assess whether it's a good idea, and then it becomes sort of a process. It brings transparency and organizational learning, and we also organize different trainings for the organization about AI, and this has been very modern way to benefit fast from AI in business. All right, these were the examples I wanted to highlight about our customers. And next, I'd like to talk about a little bit about the foundations of ATR and our brand, how we differ from other companies. We are very down to earth. We're very personal, and we like to be flexible. Our values, they support very much our mission. We try to be transparent and easily available. So we try to be agile, and that way help our customers move fast. We recently updated our strategy a little bit, or shifted a little bit, and nowadays we are focusing even more on the manufacturing industry, and that's just really good because that's where our history is. Now, like I mentioned, we've done over 700 industrial environment projects, so we hope to deepen our knowledge there and help all the customers there. I think the main reason, though, why we've been successful is our customer satisfaction. We've been measuring it for quite some time. Here are some numbers from last 15 years. And oftentimes, when we are able to pursue a first project with the company, it leads to another. And as you saw in the beginning, when we had the timeline with the companies and customers, you could see that we have lots of customerships that have been there for more than 10 years, which is really great in IT industry. But of course, we're not able to do all this by ourselves. We do have, for example, a wide reseller network for CustomTools that you probably are aware of. And then also we do have some platform cooperation. We are in close cooperation with universities. So we think that especially in the future, the cooperation and doing things together is very important in order to succeed in this world that's changing in a faster rhythm. But I think this is pretty much what I wanted to share about ATR Soft. But before we end, I'd like to introduce another poll. We had some topics about our offering. I'd be interested to know if you got inspired of any of those, and then you could probably share your ideas if you wanted to hear more about certain topic. So let's see which topics were most interesting. I'll give you 30 seconds. We are collecting responses, and we have 5 different categories there so far. So good. And the poll is closed, and the most interesting was AI. Fantastic. I'm glad we had some examples of artificial intelligence cases. If you have some further questions regarding this or anything related to this webinar, it's also possible that you can send them out right now in the questions box. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you have questions later on, we'll send you a survey. So you can also add your contact details there, send some questions if you would like to discuss more, probably an organize a spar or a session where we could discuss your needs. We'd be happy to help you out. But let's just wait a little time to see if there are any questions arising at this point before we close this session. All right. I hope you all felt your time well spent with this webinar. We hope to create even better webinars later on, so please do answer our survey, give us feedback, and tell us what we could do better next time. My name is Juhani Siro from ATR. We're happy to have you. Hope you have a good weekend ahead. Thank you so much.